The top 10 traits women are looking for in men. Hey everybody, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the top traits that women are looking for in men. Now, I saw a social media post recently where a menstrual tracking app had done a survey and they had determined what the number one thing was that women were looking for in men, which I will get to later on in this video, and you might find a little bit surprising. But that got me thinking, okay, well, that's the number one thing, but I'm sure that women are looking for more than just that one thing. So I have created a list of the top 10 things that women are looking for in men. Now, the first 9 aren't in any particular order. And then when I get to the one that ranked number 1 in the survey, we'll talk about that a little bit more as well. But before we do that, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Doing so greatly helps the channel. My content is very suppressed here on YouTube. So when you take actions, things like liking a video, sharing it with your friends, subscribing to the channel, that helps indicate to the algorithm that you actually want to see this content, and it helps override the censorship. I'm Kevin Anthony, a certified sexologist and host of the Love Lab podcast. And for over a decade, I have been helping men, women, and couples have the relationship of their dreams and the best sex of their lives. I have the unique ability to hear what they say and know what they need. So, if you are struggling to find the relationship and the sex life that you know is possible but just haven't been able to figure out yet, then I can help you. I can help you have the relationship of your dreams and the best sex of your life. All right, so in this video, we're going to be talking about the top 10 things that women are looking for in men. And it is the perfect topic to welcome this video's sponsor. That's why I'm excited to have the Wing Girl Method as the sponsor of today's video. Founded by renowned dating expert and fellow YouTuber Marnie, your personal wing girl, whose channel has grown to over 1.4 million subscribers, as well as being featured on MTV, Dr. Drew, Ask Men, and Penthouse. Her goal is to help improve the dating lives of men. So it is important to know what women are looking for, but there's more to it than just that. And let's be honest, guys, most of you suck at flirting, and that's where Marnie comes in. She has helped thousands of men transform their dating lives with her science-backed flirting method, the F formula, which has been used by tens of thousands of men worldwide. This proven system helps you attract women that you want and build your confidence. This isn't for guys who connect with being alone forever. It is for those ready to break free from their flirting failures and finally date the women they deserve. If you've not been taking action, now is the time. You are just setting yourself up to be left behind while others grab the opportunities you're too scared to go after. Even if you think a girl is out of your league or not interested, this step-by-step formula can change that. It shows you exactly how to make any woman eager to escalate with you, date you, sleep with you, and be with you. No need to look like a model or have millions in your bank account with the F formula. Those things aren't necessary. Apply this method and you'll start seeing results almost immediately. Why trust Marnie's F formula? Over 100,000 men have already experienced life-changing results. And because the Wing Girl Method is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an unbeatable deal. Just click the first link in the description now and grab your exclusive preview of the F formula completely free. Plus, if you decide to pick up the full program, you'll get an extra 20% off. If you're tired of failing at flirting and being stuck on the sidelines, stop wasting time, take control of your dating life, click the link below and get access right away. I think that this program is really very helpful. Flirting is a big component. to, getting the woman to say yes on the first date. So, and I know it's an area where a lot of men really struggle. So please go check that out. The link is in the description. All right, let's dive right into the list. Remember that these are not in order from 1 to 10. The first 9 are just sort of random, but the first one that I want to talk about is he makes plans and follows through. This is really, really important. This is one I hear women talk about a lot. They want him to actually make plans. Like, hey, babe, why don't we do this? And they also want to make sure that he follows through. I have these conversations all the time with men. I say, you don't realize how important it is to follow through. When you tell a woman, yeah, we should go here and do this, or, I'll take care of that for you, but then you don't actually do it, she notices that. And she starts to realize over time, if you do it enough, that she can't trust you when you say you're going to do something. So making plans and following through is something that pretty much all women are looking for. Next on the list is he has clear intentions. Women have an amazing intuition, especially if they've developed it and sort of tapped into it. And so it's really easy for them to tell when a guy's intentions are, let's just say, a little suspect, right? So what she's really looking for is to know that your intentions are clear and that you've made those intentions clear. You're not trying to obfuscate them, hide them, pull one over on her or anything like that. She will sense it. She may not necessarily know what it is going on with your intentions, but she'll sense that something is going on with them. And what she's really looking for is that you have clear intentions. Next on the list is that he shows interest in her life. I cannot tell you how many times I have heard from women who've been out on dates who say, all he did was talk about himself the entire date. I didn't have a chance to say anything. I do hear that from women when they tell me about their dating experiences. Now, there's nothing wrong with talking about yourself. And remember that dating is sort of an interview process. You're getting to know each other. But you, one, have to make space for her to talk about herself. And two, what she's looking for is that you show some interest. Maybe ask a few questions, right? So tell me, what types of things do you like to do? Tell me about your job. Obviously the job is the easy one. And, in the dating process, we'd like you to go deeper than just what do you do for a living, but at least show some interest. And when she tells you what she does, don't just go, cool, right? Go, oh, that's interesting. I don't know a whole lot about what you do. Tell me a little bit more, right? So what she's really looking for is that you do show some interest in her and her life. What is she doing in her life? What is she up to? What excites her? All right, next on the list is he's not afraid to commit to things. And when I say things, I mean things. It could be commit to an actual date and time for your next date. Commit to doing a specific thing during that date. And of course, it could mean committing to her, being an exclusive relationship or, potentially marriage. She wants to know that you have the ability to commit to things. And here's the thing. If you can't commit to nailing down a date for the next time that you're going to see her or a thing that you're going to do, it shows her that he might have difficulties committing in general, which means he may not actually commit to me. Now, that may not actually be the case for you, right? But that's absolutely what it's signaling to her and how she's going to interpret it. So what she's looking for is that you're willing to commit. This is another one I hear from women all the time. Okay, we went out on this date and we had a great time and he told me he wants to see me again. And I'm like, okay, well, when will that be? Well, I don't know. Well, did you ask him, when he's available? Yeah, but he said he wasn't sure but he'd get back to me and this and that. And then there's always 100 excuses. It's like, if you want to see this woman again, just step up and propose a couple of dates. And that leads me to the next one on the list, which is he's confident. A confident man would do that. A confident man would say, okay, I would like to see you again, and here's when. But that's, of course, only one way that confidence can show up. Just generally being confident in who you are, what you bring to this relationship, how you show up in the world is a huge turn on for women. Of course, I have to give a little disclaimer. Confidence does not mean arrogance. It doesn't mean being super full of yourself or, narcissistic or anything like that. It just means being confident in who you are and what you bring to the table and what you've been working on in your life. And honestly, if you're not confident about who you are and what you do in life, then you've got some work to do. You've got some work to do. You've got to get to that point where you can show up, right, and say, this is who I am, and I'm proud of who I am, and this is what I do, and I'm proud of what I do. Next on the list is he has good communication skills. This is an absolute must. Even if they weren't necessarily looking for it, it is a must-have skill for both men and women, honestly. If you want to have successful relationships, especially successful long-term relationships, you have got to have good communication skills. And it is something that most women say that they're looking for. Another feedback I hear often from women is, well, I ask him things, but he just doesn't want to say, or he doesn't want to talk about it. Or if I bring up that subject, he just gets upset and then, disappears. And then I don't hear from him for several days. Like that kind of stuff is just completely unacceptable. You have to have good communication skills, even if it's something that you don't really want to be talking about. It is still critically important to have the skills to be able to have the conversations that need to be had, right? So this is absolutely a must, and it's something that she is definitely looking for. Next one on the list is he has drive and purpose. What is she looking for? Is she looking for you to be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company and make a ton of money? No, not necessarily. I mean, sure, some women would like that. But she doesn't necessarily care what it is you do, unless the thing you do somehow is, against her morals or something. But what she cares about, though, is that you have a drive and you have purpose, right? You're doing something. Even if what you're doing doesn't make any money, but if you're passionate about it and you love what you do and you dedicate yourself to it, that will be attractive to her. So, even if you made a lot of money and you have a great job, but you're kind of like, yeah, I don't really like my job, and, but I just keep doing it, and I don't know what I'm going to do, and I don't have any plan, that is very unattractive. She's looking to know that you've got some drive. Let's just say you are in that position and you don't really like your job, right? That's fine, because a lot of people don't like their jobs. But what she's looking for is, yeah, well, this is what I'm doing right now. It's not ultimately what I want to do for the rest of my life. It's not something that I feel very passionate about. But here's my plan to transition. Even if that plan is going to take 10 years, she just wants to know that you have drive, you have passion, you have desire and a purpose. Next on the list is a good sense of humor. She's definitely looking for you to have a good sense of humor. It sometimes seems like, boy, they want an awful lot. But really, if you think about it, the things they're asking for are just, things for a high-level person. Right? A person who's taken the time to develop themselves. And so when it comes to humor, we're not saying you have to be a comedian. We're not saying you have to be funny all the time. But you should have that ability to be serious when you need to be serious and be light when you need to be light. Women love it when you can make them laugh, and especially when you can make them laugh at appropriate moments. So having that sense of humor, cultivating that ability to get her to laugh at least from time to time is something that she really likes and finds attractive. And the next one on the list is he's good in bed. There ain't no way around it. I can't sugarcoat this for you guys, but for most women, she needs you to have at least a moderate level of skill in the bedroom, preferably mastery in the bedroom. But she needs you to have at least decent skill. And lasting only 10 minutes or less, I'm sorry guys, is not good enough. A minute or two of oral sex is not good enough. Doing the alphabet during oral sex is not good enough. You need to have some serious skills in the bedroom. And before you complain about, why do I have to do all of this stuff just to make her happy? Remember, the better your skills are in the bedroom, the better you can give to her, the more she'll return to you, and your sex will be better. So it's not just about pleasing her. It's about this co-creation between the two of you and how you can build this sexual energy and this experience. And you cannot do that unless you possess the skills in the bedroom. And she's looking for that. She's looking for a man who can take her to those depths of sexual ecstasy. She maybe had a lover at some point that brought her there and she's yearning to get back to it, or she's heard about it from girlfriends, read about it in books, heard about it on my videos or my podcasts, and she's like, I want to experience that. And she's looking for you to be able to help her get there. All right, so those were the first 9 things that she is looking for in a man. And that brings us to number 1, drum roll. It is kindness. So I mentioned at the beginning of this video that there is a menstrual tracking app. They are called Clue. I want to give them a little shout out for doing this survey. They surveyed 64,000 women. That's a lot of women. That is a nice sample size. And according to the survey, the number 1 thing that women were looking for in men is kindness. Sounds simple, right? I'm wondering if, as I was going through all of the other 9, if you thought kindness would be number 1. I'm willing to bet that you didn't. But there you go. That's what 64,000 women overall said was number 1. Kindness. So combine kindness with all of those other things that I've talked about in this video, and you have a very appealing and attractive package to offer the most amazing woman to show up in your life. So there you go. Those are the top 10 traits women are looking for. If you think there are any that aren't on this list and really should be in the top 10, let me know in the comments. And ladies, if you're watching this video also, please chime in. Tell me, what are some of the top things that you are looking for if they're not in this list? And as always, if you are looking for more of my work, please go to kevinanthonycoaching.com/link in bio. That's where you can find out about my coaching programs, my podcast, obviously my YouTube channel, products that I sell, and so much more.